What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to the first episode of Nobody Cares, where I discuss things that most likely nobody cares about but myself, but I'm still going to discuss them. So, first of all, I tried to shoot this video since maybe 2 days ago. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, but it's all good. First, the memory card. For some reason, I recorded a whole video. It didn't have any audio. I tried to connect the camera to my iMac. It wouldn't connect. So today, after I left the gym, I went to Walmart and I got a card reader. And cross fingers, cross fingers. Let's hope that this works. If you are watching this, then it worked. But anywho, what should we talk about today? Well, I wanted to do a segment on mental health and on how people should show more empathy and compassion. And I'm talking to myself because I'm not going to hold you when I'm out and about in my everyday activities and running errands. I'm not too friendly. And for some reason, I give off a very friendly vibe or aura where people always talk to me. I don't know why. I am a 6'3", 290-pound, bald black man. I guess that is not intimidating in America anymore, which is good. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have been intimidating to begin with, but yeah, people from all walks of life speak to me, young, old, and in between. You know what I'm saying? So I think concerning mental health, that we all need to take into consideration, like my wife says, that we are all global citizens and we all need to handle everybody with care. And I'm not saying that you need to baby people or be all up in people's faces or be super and overly friendly, but I do think that we need to take into consideration that everybody we encounter is going through something, because the human experience is peaks and valleys, valleys and peaks. So nobody has a perfect life, regardless of what they have, you know, monetarily, materialistically, regardless of what they have, everybody's going through something. So I think that, you know, mental health is a real serious thing. And I just would like, you know, for you to drop a comment on how do you deal with your mental health issues, because it is a journey. You know, me personally, with the work that I am blessed to do and make a good amount of money to take care of the household and things of that nature, I have a lot of time to myself in between, you know, gig work orders and things of that nature. So I do a plethora of things to keep my mind focused on what I need to be focused on for that day. And I also do a plethora of things to keep my mind in a positive space, because it is super duper easy to slip into a negative space, because, you know, especially a person like me, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the most patience in the world, and a lot of things can set me off. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things mentally inside can set me off that may be small things to people. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody cut me off in traffic. I don't experience road rage. I don't act on these intrusive thoughts, but I do have a lot of intrusive thoughts throughout the day when I feel like somebody has done something to me that they might not have known that pissed me off. Like I have thoughts of, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff to these people, which I never act on. Thank God, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to know, whoever's viewing this, whoever's watching this video, how do you deal with things like that? And what are active things that you are doing to make sure that your mental health is good on a daily basis? Because it's like any other health, you know what I mean? Your physical health, You have to eat healthy. You have to do some type of working out, exercising, your cardiovascular health. You have to do some type of walking. That also incorporates eating well for the most part. Your financial health. You have to watch how you spend money. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you maximize your earning potential. So the mental health is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. If you don't work on it, then how does it get better? And I feel like most people, especially people of color, we really don't work on our mental health at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are so focused on getting through the day, paying our bills, you know what I'm saying? Like most people, let me not single out just people of color, because that is the human plight, especially living in America. It's a very hustle and bustle, hustle culture, which I am very much a part of. I'm very much a part of hustle culture. I've been working since the age of 15. There's been times where I had 2 and 3 jobs, but the difference is, for me personally, I do find balance in that, because I do feel I'm an extroverted introvert. So I feel best when I am within my own thoughts. Even if I'm in a crowded room, even if I'm in a bunch of around with people, even if I'm actually speaking to somebody, I still are in my own thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in my own head, really thinking about what's going on and really having conversations with myself, which may sound crazy to some, but that's just how I've always been. So what do people do actively to improve their mental health? And where exactly is your mental health? You know what I'm saying? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say right now, as of right now, today, of me recording this video, my mental health is probably a 9.5. You know what I mean? Like, of course, and that's 9.5 on a scale from 1 to 10. Of course, there's things that I would like to change. Of course, there's always things that I want to be better. I want to be a better husband to my wife. I want to be a better provider for the house. I want to get into better physical condition, as you may see in my previous videos, my workout videos and stuff like that. I want to earn more money. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm always thinking of ways to earn more money and maximizing my financial potential and investing and all of those things. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly say it's at a 9.5 right now out of 10, because I love the life that I live. I love my wife dearly. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't change anything other than those things that I mentioned to get better. And those are changes in progression. You know what I mean? Because I assume that all of us as human beings would like to progress and get to a better place. And that doesn't always mean financially. That doesn't always mean materialistically a better place. But, if you are a religious person, how are you working on your religion health? You know what I mean? Your relation to God or whatever entity that you believe in. So this first episode is just a rant, me talking about random thoughts that's in my head. And yeah, it's called Nobody Cares, because ultimately, I don't really think people really care about each other when it all boils down to it, because we are groomed from babies to be self-centered. And to some extent, you need to be self-centered, because if most of the world is self-centered, that means nobody's going to care about you. But ultimately, this is a very interdependent society. So we are all dependent on each other, whether we like to admit it or not. Because, a lot of times people like to say, well, I don't trust nobody, but that's impossible. You can't leave your house without trust. When you're driving on the street, you trust that the person next to you is not going to ram into you. Because if you didn't trust that, you wouldn't be driving. No matter how good you feel that your driving skills are. If you go out to eat to a restaurant, fast food restaurant, no matter where you get food from, grocery stores, you trust that the quality of the food is going to be good. It's not going to get you sick. You trust people, because people have to stock those shelves with your food. People have to cook for you at the restaurants and serve you. People use DoorDash, Uber Eats. That's the gig work that I do. You're trusting somebody like me to deliver the food to your door, and trusting me that the food is going to be delivered with food integrity. So this is a very interdependent society, and no matter how independent you may feel you are, ultimately you're not. Everybody is affected, you know what I mean? Because if we don't have more empathy, excuse me, and compassion towards each other, it's a slippery slope, and it's a domino effect. Because if you don't know, nobody knows what's going on in other people's lives. Even if they tell you, you don't know to the extent of how it's affecting them, because you can't get into their body and feel the emotions that they're feeling. So everybody just needs to be cognizant that everybody's going through something, and just handle people with care. Handle people like how you want to be handled. I have to catch myself want to be handled. I have to catch myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be out in public and I feel like somebody said something to me, or somebody was being smart to me, or whatever the case may be. And even if they were, so, okay. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I have to be smart back. That doesn't mean that I have to, be combative and petty and get a one up. It doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if nobody is physically trying to harm me or put me in some danger, or physically in my space where I feel uncomfortable, and after telling them I feel uncomfortable, could you please back up? They don't back up, or something of that nature. That's the only time it deserves some sort of reaction. And I don't get that, you know what I mean? Because most people, even in their pettiness or however they're feeling or whatever's going on with their day, they're pretty much civilized in that department. You know what I mean? So this is the first episode. This is a random thought that was on my mind. My original first episode was completely different, because it was a completely different random thought. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you didn't make it this far, thanks for not watching. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.